Good evening, good evening. I guess I'm not gonna stay on very, very. I guess because I guess. Hey, let's see. All right. I feel like. Good evening, good evening. Um, Donna. Good evening, good evening.
Kelly, feeling tense.
How are you? Good evening. Okay, so me have like you know what I mean a couple people looking around. It was one of those days in Skitland. I know I'm late. I figured I needed to do this, so it's all cool. I guess we're gonna just do this really, really tight. All right, and then of course the broadcast is gonna be there for people to watch. All right, I feel like this was one of those. How was y'all's day? How was your day? How was your day? There you go. Eslin, good evening. I think it's is that Reg? Would that be what? Regina? Good evening, Jackie. Good evening, Deborah. Good evening. There we go. Almas, good evening. Always a pleasure. Marianne, good evening. Okay, so it's starting to let people in. I see. Okay. I know. We're already pretty much very late. It's past our regular time. Good evening. Normally, I wouldn't come on, especially after a period of time. But I feel like the skit today with the dads was a very integral because I feel like I could have seen that it created a bunch of what you call it now. Some people were seeing it, them could have sneak off because Tamara's overprotective father is pulling out all the stops, and people feel like O'Neill was going to just make it slip by, and I'm not going to let it slip by, right? So let's dig into it. So Tamara's dad is criticizing Wayne, and it's not like like he's barely criticizing Wayne. It's harsh criticism. It's criticism that is almost like he's the worst guy in the world. No, mark you, I'm not. No, I understand the magnitude and the gravity of the Wayne character, right? We understand. Wayne have 10 kids. We get it. I have 10 pitney. Him have a lot of kids. We get it, right? We get all of that. But it's the way how they were placing this in front of our face, thinking that we would have just let this slide. So let me just recap on this here. So let's get into this.
You check out the tabloids, you look in the newspaper, you know what I mean, articles that speak about, you know, several wives, children, you know what I mean, just a lifestyle, that's not indicative to having. I mean, I'm just looking out for my daughter, to be honest with you, and I see all of this and I don't want this to truly affect her way of thinking.
Yeah, that's understandable, but Joseph, you judging his reputation.
All right. So here's what's going on. So Joseph have an issue with Wayne and the kids them, right? That's what the issue is, okay? Apparently that has become the biggest thing that he can talk about, right? Now, here's where O'Neill gets crazy. O'Neill is saying, listen to me, if you are saying that you really want the best for your daughter, and you know what? Neither Dee nor Wayne possess the qualities for your daughter, or any of these other men who are out here playing women, basically, then you would have won me. O'Neill would have been one, and then you could have said, as a dad, I would have been one, and I would have said, well, okay, hey, that's fair, that makes sense. But it's the levels that Mr. Joseph is willing to go. So listen to Wayne that defend himself somewhere.
My son character is like, first of all, you don't know him like that to judge his character. You gotta get a chance to know him, because it's one thing I know, my son, his character is bigger than his money. And like, yeah, he probably got a reputation with women, but every woman that he dated, that he's not with anymore, he left them better than what he found them.
You're probably right. With the finances that you have, you probably really accommodate them the best way they possibly can be.
Again, it sounds like he's just talking. In other words, he's listening to he's not listening to understand, but listening to respond. So hold on. So let me just work this whole thing out. So let me understand this then. No, I'm just trying to understand, because maybe I've missed something with this. This caught something for me here. So everybody's saying that this is this was great dad advice. That he was giving great dad advice. So, okay. So someone in the chat, and I'm telling you, it is an argument for the day because I went at it with a couple of people. Right? I just went at it with a couple of people. So let me just see what's going on right now. He doesn't want Honeypot to be another baby mother. What does that mean? What does that mean? Amber left, she's not a baby mother. Erica left, she's not a baby mother. Piari left, she's not a baby mother. People act like Wayne is looking just to have a kid carelessly. Is Wayne carelessly trying to have another kid? This is my question. Is Wayne carelessly trying to have another child? That's my question. Because it feels like Wayne get disqualified. When they say everybody add, what you mean? This is what they were calling out, which never made no sense. But let me run into it.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we're not just talking about finances. We're talking about their heart. Women that came in with open heart to do the right thing, to come into their lives, and they get dumped. And, it's hard to pick up. I don't know about you, but I've been hurt picking up the pieces of my life. Imagine it happens to a woman that she has to come from the ground up and establish herself once again. You know the feeling.
Well, my son, when he come into a woman's life, he don't just bring happiness. He come in with a purpose. Because happiness will fade, but purpose stays. I mean,
Sure, we could agree to disagree.
yeah, but...
Do you see how cocky this man is and how over the moon he is? Let me see what you say with it, Abby. This man is disrespectful and out of pocket. Very disrespectful. To tell Wayne that those things. A proper man, first of all, would have spoken directly to Wayne and Tamara. And this is stemming from Wayne not wanting to go on a fishing trip with him. He's very out of pocket. Very, very out of pocket. He's mad because Wayne wouldn't go on a fishing trip. And because he wouldn't go on a fishing trip, you're just going to slaughter the man's character. Not even if a man was to do this to a woman, I would not be okay with it at all. Wayne used to be a drug dealer to the old skits. D is a baby Wayne. Regardless. Carita, like he could actually force a grown man to go fishing with him. How could you ban Wayne and Wayne's backyard? Where you say he could have banned Wayne in Wayne's backyard. These are grown men. It doesn't make any sense to me as to what they were trying to push. So everybody, as in, there are some people on the Wayne's channel who, if I were to show you the comments, and I'm going to show you the comments in just a little bit, what I was talking about. When I saw this, I was outraged. On the nose of O'Neal blood a boil. I was going to let it go because the time had passed. I said, no, I can't let it go. I can't allow this man to come on here and behave like, because Wayne has 10 kids, he's now disqualified. Him out of order. It's almost as though Wayne's kids has made him disqualified. Does Wayne's children disqualify him from dating? That's my question. Does his kids disqualify him from dating? I want to listen to Mr. Joseph behaving as though he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Don't judge somebody's character that you don't know, Joseph. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not going to let your words change my character either. Nor I'm not going to let your words control my action.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Skip. You're speaking for your son, and I know it's coming from your heart. I'm speaking for my daughter. Since she was a little girl, I raised her to be a queen. I took the time out. I burned the midnight oil, making sure that I was able to inject her with the idea that she's special, she's different.
So Wayne is not special. That means that Wayne's father, when he raised him, he didn't raise him to be special. That's what he's saying. He has grandkids coming in the near future. It doesn't make no sense. Wayne don't want no more kids. He's already been saying this. So making it seem as though Wayne is going to turn her into this not a big mother in a sense. The way Wayne got Tamara was off. To me, he got with her to make Delicia jealous because Delicia curved him. Or regardless of whatever it is, the question is, has Tamara improved? Joe is a sassy broad. That's exactly what I think he actually is. Him sassy. O'Neal, Joseph wants D for Tamara, and D is why his wife is where he is, because D. So he needs to look at that because he doesn't know who D is. There you go, Stephanie. Thank you very much for that comment. I'm tougher and more direct than this father. Plus, he's jealous anyway. I'm going to tell you, the man has no level of masculinity in him, and I had to call it out. You don't know me. I call it out. The lack of masculinity that he has is uncanny. Joseph is not trying to reason with anyone. He have his own point of views, and he's reasoning them out. She asked him not to come there and to do this on purpose, and he did it on purpose. He was there to destroy a relationship, and that's what exactly he want. Mr. Joseph sound like Tamara need to be with a drug dealer. That's exactly what he's saying. So this man, knowing that D is from the streets, is saying that a working man with an actual business is not even qualified to date his daughter. But the drug dealer flashy guy who still have the same car and money, the money just different, is for her. So she must date Pookie and Riri. But God forbid. Where was this advice when she was with Zeus? She had to run from him and almost got killed. Where was her dad then? Boy, I love that comment here from Amanita. I love that comment here. Where was this father? All of a sudden, Wayne is this. Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't normally go up on the defense like this, but when another man attack another man because of some kids and him character, unknowingly, well, not unknowingly, but just brawling in middle daylight, boldly. Wrong as well too.
And now as a grown woman, you can see that in her life. People see her and they greet her because she is that light out there. I'm just trying to salvage that. I'm just trying to hone into that.
Look here. Abina, Tamara's father is not correct. You can't. This is exactly what I was complaining about with how Tamara did things. Tamara's father is doing business just like Tamara does business. And I can see that the DNA passed through. And I'm going to say this because there's no way you can be okay with her dating a drug dealer who still have a lot of women, who is still running the streets with other women, and you're telling her that because this man have 10 kids, the drug dealer is better for her. What are we talking about? It's like saying, give me Barabbas. That's literally what we're saying. So Abina, you're not right. You're wrong. It's not even close. Him is a drug dealer. He's an old head drug dealer. That's correct. He'd prefer for her to be with a drug dealer and also some baby mamas. That's basically it. That is basically it. He liked D personally, and at the same time did not like D for his daughter. Both can be true. He expressed that D wasn't ready for nonsense, Lisa. Him tell D him need to try again. That tells you everything you need to know. When D and Tamara broke up, and D came to him and said, you know what, that's it. We're no longer talking. He is the same one that tell D you need to try again. So that's nonsense. Your action shows me everything. Your words tells me nothing. Them are just words here.
Yeah. Well, Joseph, the difference is that between me and you, because where I come from, we don't judge people. You raise your daughter to be a queen, but God raised my son to be a king. That's all I got to say. And just remember, happiness fades, but purpose stays.
What he is, he's a sassy little old man. That's exactly what Mr. Joseph is. Mr. Joseph is a sassy old man. That's what I take him to be. When we watch this today, that's what I got. Mr. Joseph, Joseph is a sassy old man. That's what he is. He's a sassy old man. Him pasty and him out of order for whatever it is that he's been pushing right here. So him pasty and out of order. Look, I'm not saying you can't say you don't want the best for your daughter, but you have to be consistent with that line of argument. Let me read some of y'all's comments, because today I watched this and it was terrible. Wayne's kids are tired of all of these women. Oh, you know that. Regardless, and if them tired, so what? That doesn't make them whatever. It's them father, it's them father. Kids need to stay in a child's place. A child need to stay in a child's place. As long as he's taking care of them, that's what they need. And him spend time with them, that's what they need. And he does do that. No, O'Neal now come down today. Them out of hand. O'Neal, I think that, to me, my personal opinion, I think Wayne don't need to be with Tamara at all. Well, that may be so, but that's a lesson she has to learn on her own. That is the problem with all of this. That's why I'm confused about why he doesn't want her with Wayne. It's confusing. Right now, the discussion is not about her and Wayne. If she decides that she wants to try the Wayne train, then she should do that. What is wrong with her trying the Wayne train? Listen to me. We have all been in relationships that we never wanted to be in, or we shouldn't have been in. And you learn something from the relationship. How come all of a sudden we're making it look like she can't learn? It is what it is. That's what she says she wants. Just like Amber wants to stay with Anthony, it's the same thing. We might not like it, but that's what she wants to do. So she should be afforded the opportunity of that. That is correct, Carlin. This man rather his daughter be with a street dude. What does that say about him character? Exactly. Happy Thursday. Tamara has lost her common sense. There's been red flags with her and Kountry Wayne from day one. Her feelings are going to get hurt at the party. Well, let's see. Possibly. From the time I heard him make a joke about Wayne's shoes and calling him Hollywood, that's the spirit of envy. That is correct, Abby. The spirit of envy. Listen to me, man. If they're going to break up, let them break up on their own. Just like Iman and Shayla went through their own things, they broke up on their own. No one forced them. Delisa never forced him. Iman broke up with Shayla on his own. No one forced him. No one hold a gun to him head and say, Iman, you better break up with Shayla now or else. No one did that. It don't matter, because no, we're discussing how this father here has done his thing. I like how she's standing around with her father trying to choose for her. This is a good topic, because I think a lot of times parents try to choose for their children. That's why the topic is relevant. It's a topic, you know. It's a topic. The topic of the question is, should a parent choose for their children? That is the topic. The topic is, should your parents choose for you, or should you be choosing for your children? That is the topic. Queen of the streets or the mansion. One out of them, she raised to be a queen of something. Two things can be right at the same time. Listen, while I love this viewpoint, Amanita, this is about a man that is trying to see if he can, at the expense of another man. He's trying to make something about something at the expense of another man, and we will not have it. This viewpoint that two things can be right at the same time is the viewpoint people use as a cop-out. While it may be true in the grand scheme of this argument as to how Tamara's father is going about business, it's a cop-out. And what it shows me is the reason why parenting has become very confusing, because there are no stances. Well then, since there is no stance, then everybody right then. If I take a gun and blow somebody's brains out, I'm right? Because I had a mental illness, right? That's right. But I'm also right at the same time that, you know what I mean, that the law should lock me up, right? So which one do you choose? That's why the two things can be true at the same time argument. That's what it's there for. It's there so it can try to give you a cop out, a way out, to be indecisive. So I'm not taking that right now. I'm not taking that. Tamara is not worth all that, eh? Wayne's girl won't trust no man. I don't care what y'all are saying. Well, and we don't care if the girl trusts the man. That's what you're missing. This is not about Tamara trusting Wayne. This is about her father sticking his nose in the woman business. That's what this is about. O'Neal, Tamara dad knows D is a drug. Does he know he's a drug? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. No, unless they're minors. But children's granddaughter, no. He wants her to go back to D, who has mistreated her. So his line of argument is flawed. So these two things can be right at one time. Look. I would have taken that, but listen to me. At this point in time, no. Stand for business, man. Is either you stand for something or you fall for anything. Either you stand for something, you either stand for something or fall for anything. That's it. And that's what's going on with society right now. Either you stand for something or fall for nothing. And at this point in time, I'm calling out our father. I mean, I say, as a man, he's out of pocket. No. Miss T, that's not what I want our father to say. What we want our father to say is, hey, you know what? I may not like what's going on, but I'm going to allow you to make your own decision. That's what we want our father to say. You know what? I don't like this relationship, but you're a grown woman. And I want you to experience life on your own. That's what we want our father to say. Are you telling me that all of your relationships were perfect, Miss T? You want to tell me, say, every one of your relationship them did perfect? You never make any mistake at all, none of them? Because I know that I have made mistakes. And my parents are telling me a bunch of different things. That's the point. That is the point. Norma, thank you very much for being a member of the channel. Thank you very much for joining the channel and being a member. Thank you. That's correct. Wayne's dad knows boundary when it comes to Wayne, but Tamara's dad would rather D be with a drug dealer. With D. Her dad is too invested in a relationship. He needs to stay out of the business. That is the point. Stay out of the plain business. That is the point. I don't think we need to tell her all these women he's been with. That's so unnecessary because he's already told her. Okay, that's something different. You can't stop your kids, them. That is the point, Miss T. Miss T, the point you're saying, Miss T, listen to me. The point is this. You tell your kids them this. This is terrible parenting. You tell your kids them, listen to me, man. I don't think you should be with this guy because I feel like this guy is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, I cannot make the decision for you. You know what I want you to do? I'm going to trust that you can make the decision. I'm going to trust that you can make the decision. You're not, them what, baby? This big grown woman that has been doing different things. What happened when she was with Zeus? Where was, as like somebody said today, where was her father when she was with Zeus? Where was her father? Answer the question there. When she almost got unalived by Zeus and whatever, where was her father then? Him just come out of the woodwork now and all of a sudden he might try playing God. That is the point. It's a great topic. This was a great topic because a lot of times we try to see if we can rule our kids' lives. That was the topic. Mr. Joseph was disrespectful. The way he went about it and the way he talked about Wayne. But he needs to stay out of them relationship and let them do what they want. They're grown people. Allow them to experience life for themselves. That's the point. That is the point of what it is. Him out of pocket. Totally correct. Thank you very much, Rico DIY. Him out of pocket, man. Him bright and feisty. Honeypot is going to get a big wake-up call at Wayne's party. Honeypot just played herself into Wayne's ex's list. And you see, listen to me. If she goes to the party and she decides to leave, then so be it. She learn a lesson. This is also something that you could see. Only you see different women at different times. You want to tell me that every relationship that you've been with, every man we have been with is the right man? If that was the case, then you'd have been married you would have been still married to about a good amount of people. So that argument doesn't make sense. Dealing with teenagers and dealing with adults are two different things. This is lovely, Abby. This was one of those parenting scenes. Very, very cool parenting scene. Him out of pocket. Him sassy. And him know him sassy. And I'm going to show you the next part of it when he starts to speak to her. You need to listen to the things he has said about Wayne and Wayne's kids. How dare you speak of another man's children like this? How dare him? How dare him? A man that built himself up from nothing to something. And him is a black man. And y'all know already, so the skit is based in America. But regardless of where it's based, right? We're talking about the mayor who is Zeus. Zeus is a character way back then when Tamara was in trouble. So Ashley says, who is Zeus? Ashley, boy, I wait for a video for watch. Ashley, I wait for a video for watch. Zeus is a character who is from way back, probably like around at least 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And Zeus and Tamara was in dealings. Zeus almost unalived her because she had something for him. And D was the one who saved her. That's why them have this deep connection, because apparently D took a bullet for her to some extent. That's the basis of that argument. So regardless of if he's a drug dealer or not, her father is saying, because this man has taken a bullet for you, I don't care if he's selling dope. We don't care what he's doing. The fact that he's taking a bullet for you circumvents everything else. And I'm here to say it's not right. It's not right. But listen, I want y'all, he want her the drug dealer. That's why he want with her. Might as well he married her himself. At this point, I don't know why I'm not just carry her married her. Walk her down the aisle. Since you don't think she good for nobody at all, walk your daughter down the aisle and marry to her. Come and tell you incest. Walk her down the island.
Stop, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I cannot take any more negativity.
Honey, if this in itself influences me as a man and I'm looking at all of this, I can imagine what it does for you. Without him telling you he cares about you, without him taking the time out to spend some quality time with you, without none of those things, when you look around...
It's not about that at all. I promise you. Yes. Because I've given my heart before, and it looked a whole lot different than this. And I still got hurt.
And that's the point that I was raising. So everything what everybody else say is nonsense. So Abina, this is why your argument won't work and you have to stand on one part of the defense. This is where your argument drops, because the truth is, guess what? She get her heart broken before, and it was the other men, them never have 10 kids. What is the difference? That is the point the people are raised. But what people don't understand, and what sometimes people get wrong, is that you need to get this in your brain. There are no guarantees in love. There are no guarantees in love. And people want to try to say them can guarantee love. They want to say exactly when you go in a relationship, I'm guaranteeing that's going to work. You can try. You can do your best. You can do as much as you possibly can do. The person can try their piece, but there are no guarantees. And what I'm getting from people is that they might try to say them can get some guarantee from. If that was the case, there would be the divorce rate would have been way less. If that was the case. I know that a girl needs her father figure in her life, or a brother or someone else who love her and look out for her in the same way and tells her the same things. Yes, she might need a father figure, but this was over the top. This was over the top. It don't make no sense. Tamara's mother is on drugs. No, because of D, she's in rehab. So and that's the next piece. So Tamara's mother is on drugs because of D. Basically, D broke her heart several times. This is which part me I say, I wonder, okay, maybe I'm watching a different skit. And this is why I said that he's out of pocket. I don't know what he's talking about. D broke her heart 1,000,001 times. D is the reason why her mother is on drugs and is in rehab, but she must marry to him just to see him. What kind of dysfunctional? And then people have the nerve to comment about, oh, yes, that's how, if my dad had only done these things. No, if your father didn't do this for you, you'd have rebelled some more. The more you try to cow kids down as them grow older, the more rebellious them get. The more rebellious them get. I'm reading y'all's comments. Makes no sense. Tamara's mom is in rehab for drugs. D sell the drugs. But that is better than, because Kountry Wayne have 10 kids. Remember, he has 10 kids. 10 kids is worse than the man that is selling drugs. It's the most laughable line ever. But there were people in the comments who don't understand the lines that sometimes parents cross in not allowing kids to make decisions for themselves. Well, not kids. Grown adults, because she's a grown adult. I can understand if she was under 18. Then yes, you can make a decision for her because you are responsible.
So I don't know why everybody feels like they need to say something now.
Who's everybody?
You. Mostly you. A couple of my friends.
Yeah, true friends will tell you the truth. They will share with you exactly their own personal experiences. You know, I love you. And that this man is attracted to you is simply because you was forged, raised, and brought up to the woman that you are now. You're a good daughter. Your mama loves you. I love you.
I love you too. I love you too, and I want to include you in the things that are happening in my life. And I feel like you just, right now, you are continuously like just being negative about this specific situation that I've chosen to be in. I understand the reputation. I know about it. I know about the kids. I know about their mothers. I know about the women. I know he met me and told me this is the person that he was, and this is the person that he's choosing not to be anymore.
We talked about this last night, right? Charmaine is keeping me honest. Charmaine says D is not the reason why the mother is on drugs. Well, we're just saying. But okay, all right. Charmaine is saying D is not the reason why she's on drugs. But the fact of the matter is she's on drugs. I think that's the point people are making, that she is on drugs. Last night I said, at least Wayne told her a lot about his life. I said this. At least Wayne tell her about a lot about his life. Listen to me. A lot of men wouldn't even tell you certain things. Women not even going to tell you certain things about them life. But Wayne, him not hide nothing from her. Him tell her him about the baby mothers. You ask about the baby mothers, them talk about it. Him out of pocket. D didn't know Tamara's mom was on drugs until he seen her at the drug house. D is the reason her mom is using. We have gotten the correction. The correction is that D is not the reason why she's on drugs. Her mother is on drugs, but D still is a street guy. That is the point we're making. Wayne is the person. Wayne is that person. He loves women. That's it. That is just it. And the man tell her, say, him have one for woman. It's at least him tell her the most him can tell her. Other men would have come in and lied to her. Bold-faced lie. Just forget the pum-pum. Wayne tell her the truth. As much truth as him could have tell her, him tell her. Just because a man tells you the truth doesn't mean you should ignore what the man is telling you. And I'm not saying nay, but the point of the matter is her father is trying to make a claim on Wayne. And I'm saying the idea here, Miss T, is that Wayne actually do the best impossible can to inform her. He's not misinform her. That's the point of the matter. Let me soon comment. That's the point where I raise. Wayne was upfront. The point I make is Wayne upfront. At least him upfront with enough of the things them. Him not go behind her back. How much I know women date men and them not find out nothing at all until 3-4 years down the line. I have dated women and I not find out stuff about them until 3-4 years down. Why they never tell me from morning? That's the point. I don't think Tamara and Wayne's relationship will last, but I also don't think Tamara should go back to D. And that makes sense. That's understandable. But this, yet again, this whipping is for her father. Yes, Wayne told her a lot of his life, but him leave out some of the very crucial information. Well, Charmian, hey, me now give you everything. What if you do? Sit down and read your scroll. It starts to get ridiculous. What you call crucial? Okay, some are unrealistic. It's like I'm saying, okay, before I date you, you need to go for your book. Go for your life story book and give me for read first. Then we can be with you. That is that thing that I'm talking about where people is trying to guarantee love. Or them trying to get a guarantee in love. And you can't get a guarantee. There are no guarantees. It's either you're going to take on the person, try and find out if the both of you can work or not. If you're not going to work it out, go on about your business. All this, well, can you give me an autobiography? Give me an autobiography so I can read it. When you say you want to date me, give me an autobiography. Let me read your autobiography first, then we come back and date you. That don't make no sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's starting to get ridiculous. Look here, man. Just use your senses when you go in a relationship and you will know if you're going to work or not. And the only way Tamara is able to do that is by going in these relationships. She's not going to know without that. D has select customers and she was buying these drugs. See, somebody come up again and misusing the thing here. There you go. D professed his love to her, slept with her, and left her. Next morning to go to Momo. He then laughed at her for wanting a man who only wants one woman. But to not complain about Wayne. This is why I only have an issue with this. Because it not honest. It is not honest. We don't stop talking about Amber now. We don't want to talk about Amber. We're not talking about Amber in another broadcast, man. Good God. Oh, Amber, come up in this. Sheila not getting a furniture. Miss T. Me know what you're saying, Miss T. Yes. So, Miss T, then the thing is, as a person who would advise you on anything, then the thing is this. If me tell you something, and up front, and all of a sudden it come up that me and some girl is doing something else, and I have already told you, and you don't like it, Miss T, you have the power of choice. But it look like people are removed them power of choice. You can walk, go, leave, go on. But make it look like you can't leave relationship, like you're bound and tied to the man. Even people who are married can leave. What makes you any different who is not married and you just meet a man yesterday? I don't understand what the argument is. What is the argument? But I'm going to keep going with our diabolical father.
He don't choose to be. He is. It's not something that he chose. He's a habitual violator. It is in his DNA.
You hear that? Can you imagine saying that the man is a habitual violator and that it's in his DNA. Okay. I wonder if you understand the level of bravado you must have. Your balls are big like grapefruit. Hold on, see if we can find too big. Because it's full of. Hold on. Listen to me right now. Listen to me. I don't think I have enough of anything else at all, right? Me never have enough right now. Me not have enough. Because the way how in bravado, the way how him brave, you can't have cheese balls. If you're going to make these statements, you can't have cheese balls to make these statements. Your balls can't smell like them cheese balls. It can't smell. If you're going to make these claims about DNA, in the man DNA, you can't make claim. Them two cheese balls are too small. These balls are too small for you to make these statements. You need bigger balls than that. You need bigger balls. You need some balls that are big like them onion here. Big balls like this. This are how big your balls are for big. Just to make a claim. Cheese, listen to me, man. Your balls them can't cheesy. You have to have. Thank you very much. Hold on there. Good evening. I believe that Tamara have to find out for herself regarding where I don't believe he told her everything. Exactly, and him not tell her everything because he not have the time to read out the book for her. But your balls can't. Listen me, man. For you to make a claim like this, your balls them have a big, Abby. You have to have big balls. Your balls can't be cheesy. You can't use cheese balls. You can't have cheesy balls doing this. Yeah, man, you can't have cheesy balls and make them statements say your balls can't cheesy. You, you know what? Run the clip because your balls can't cheesy. Thank you very much. Your balls can't be cheesy. Your balls can't be cheesy. That's it. Your balls, you can't have cheese balls for them thing. Your balls can't cheesy. You have to have balls big like them onion here. Just like these onions. I saw your balls have a big. Where you...
Wait, don't care. Wait, don't care. Wait, don't care.
On the cover on this channel. On the know it work already. Anyways, that's the question. You see, Stephanie, I love the question I asked. Did Tamara just sit down and read off her file to all of the exes she have with Wayne? No. But all of a sudden, I don't know, Wayne need to open up him scroll. I slept with Janisha on what you call it then, September 4th, 1951. Me slept with Mary Jane on November 16, 1952. 1955, me sleep with Janet right in the back of the yard. 1954, I slept with Kimberly. Oh, Lord. I slept with her in 1954. 1955, me and Tamara slept on the sofa. 1957, it was a great, nice Sunday afternoon. 1957, April 1st, me and Tanetta sleep. No, it's out of pocket. No.
He is constantly doing this to other women, and now it's your turn.
Nanya, you're gonna be yourself in a Nanya. You're gonna be yourself but pass the cheese balls because you Listen to me. Nanya, you're gonna take me out to the comment here, Nanya. Don't bother with this, Nanya. Please don't bother with the box go. Somebody says, O'Neal, do you believe that Wayne's morals are better? Because that's not the point. It's not the point is not if Wayne's morals are better than whatever else they're talking about. It's the fact that you're making a claim on somebody else you don't know. And while you can say, you know what, I don't think that's the best person for you to hook up with, it is still your choice. The point of the matter is the man out of pocket and him out of line. That's all I'm saying, regardless. Keep running.
You know, I'm not telling you this simply because I want you to run away and I want to leave this man and, you know what I mean, thinking about the things that he's done. I think that'd be a great idea, but no, that's not what I'm thinking of doing. I'm telling you that you two will be in the same scenario that those girls are in. He's going to dump you. He's going to leave you. Is how he's going to leave you. Mm-hmm. The situation that you're going to be in, because you're throwing all your chips into this. You're talking to me like I don't know.
You don't know. And I will always say that you need to put all your chips in it. So if it not work, you can say that, you know what, I tried my best. That's what I tell you about people and them love, you know, them, what you call it? Sometimes it's love. Love is not something you turn up. You just love and that's it. You love and that's it.
You're talking to your dad that loves you and would rather be like any other father, say, man, go on, get the money, go on, get big. But I care about you and I love you. And I don't want you to be blindsided.
I just wish that you would believe in me. Like, I'm choosing to believe in the relationship that I'm in right now. I want you to trust me and trust that you instill good instincts in me.
Miss T, that is the point. You must believe your youth and trust that whatever instincts you have instilled in them, they will execute that. When he's dead and gone, Tamara is going to be alone in this world. She will not have him as a backup plan. That is the point. We cuddle the kids them too much. Why am I cuddling a girl who is, she's probably 25, she's soon 30. She will soon be, why you not trust her? Should you trust your kids? That's my question. That's the question you must be asking yourself. You know, if you agree with me, that's fine. That is okay. Should you trust your kids? Should you trust your kids to make the right decision? Because if your answer is no, that you shouldn't trust them, then what you're saying is that every time your kids them their own, you must make decision for them. I mean, I talk about adult children now. You know me I talk about. I won't tell him. Listen to me. Lioness, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. You don't have to agree. But I'm going to tell you something. It no matter what you want to think, Lioness, let me explain something to you. Your father is going to die. It might sound graphic. He's going to pass on. And he's going to leave you. And you're going to have to handle this world on your own. So all of this right here, so a nonsense. When him gone, what you gonna do? Go back at the grave and ask, Daddy, please, Daddy, tell me what to do in this situation? No. That's why them parent you, so you can manage on your own and you can make decisions like an adult. We are the only species that does this. When birds need to fly, the mother bird does what? She pushes the kids them out of the nest so them can learn to fly. When lions start getting too big, what happens? Them push them out of the pack so them can go form them own unit. We are the only species that's doing this. And I recently started happening. Nonsense. What you supposed to, when am I going to do? Be there with her the entire time? No. Everybody have them time. In other words, what he's saying is that he is God and he is not God. Thy will be done. That's the point. That is the point. Well, thy will be done. So what you tell me then, Miss T, is that in your 30s, your father need to be holding your hand then. If what you're saying is correct and human beings are not animals, like you say, right? Being that we don't have animalistic instinct, as if it's not proven scientifically. If what you're saying is correct, if all of what you're saying is correct, then he is God. And him must decide who is the right person for her. That is what's going on. There is a God complex that occurs with some parents where you can't learn how to allow God to guide your kid. Oh, you want to do God work? You make God work, man, and make him work out him thing. If your kid's supposed to lead that person there, they will. Thy will be done. That's correct. At the pajama party. And a real father, Miss T, would have told his daughter, I do not approve of this man. However, you are a grown adult. I'm going to step aside and let you do your thing. That's what a real father would have done. Since you talk about father then. Not a woman who is in her 30s. This is an adult woman. You know what, Miss T, since as you want to challenge O'Neal so much, when last your father tell you when to give you the pum pum? No, Miss T, come out and tell me, say, the last time you're supposed to give you the pum pum, your father come by and say, you know what, Miss T, you know what? Don't worry yourself. I'm going to, okay, you give it, Sonny, come here, Sonny. You have your stuff together. Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry yourself, Sonny. You can do your thing. I'm going to, okay. You know, you can give away the pum pum. Since when last? No, tell me. That is the point. But anyway, let's run into it. Let's keep going.
I do. I know that you have a heart of gold. What I'm looking at is the sorrow in the hearts of those children and in the mother.
You hear that? That's how disrespectful him is by saying, no man, hold on. By saying, listen to what the man say. I'm looking at the sorrow in the hearts of those children and the mothers. No, Miss T and Lioness, because the whole on him side, you know, may I ask you again, does Wayne kids look like they're suffering? Because that's what he's implying. So no, man, come out of the works, man. Does Wayne children look like they're suffering? Does Wayne children looks like they are suffering? Does Wayne kids look like them as suffer? Do they? You see them look at Tony and the next one. Them look like them as suffer? What kind of proclamation? You are a grown man, and this is the proclamation you're making. The language is, me say, Tanya, me think of me alone, Tanya. It creeped me out. His language is so strong that it's creepy. What you mean we're not in the home with them? And the kids them sleep at the house and watch them father go out and come back and see them each time? You know, sometimes I think one of us say some things, you know, because I think one of us are pressure on you thing. Lioness, you know, Lioness, you don't have to agree. Because this is what's going on with society these days. What's going on, right, is that the real purpose of fatherhood is being removed. I want to remember say a father was always the one who was very hard, loving, but very hard, and wanted you to learn the lesson. You forget, say that's what a father used to do. That's what society forget. Then pink blue. If this is correct, then why is his father entertaining D then? If this is correct, this is why none of the argument fall apart. What happened to Zeus and what happened to D? What happened to the pastor? How we not see the whole of this energy for none of them guys, but we see it for Wayne? You know why we see it? Because he's a successful black man and him have 10 children. That's the problem. If not successful, society is supposed to dump him. I know what I go on, man. Society is supposed to say, oh, there we go again. Another black man who has a bunch of kids and him can't feed them. But guess what? Him can't do that. And because of that, he's upset at Wayne's success. That's what you're seeing. But that's the point, you know, Miss T. The point is that the father is saying D is a better man than Wayne. That's why I'm wrong. That's why Onila call him out, because Onila is saying he's inconsistent. A man not inconsistent. Man must be man and mean what them say and say what they mean. You can't be inconsistent. If you're going to tell me that you're trying to, your daughter is a queen and blah, 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 then your vetting process should show me that. But it's not showing me that right now. If upset because we ain't successful, that's the problem. That is the problem. That is not what he's saying. He is upset. Tamara's father is upset because Wayne is successful. That's why. And this happens a lot of time. We call them haters. You have man who hate per next man because them can't beat them. We used to see them in a high school enough. When you're faster than somebody, you hate. When you can do better work than somebody else, them hate. This is a black man hating on another black man because him can't beat him. And that is wrong. That's where the wrongness come in. He's a hater, man. Listen back to the lines again. These languages are strong language. Can you imagine me looking on your kid, Misty, and saying, I can see the pain and the sorrow in your kid's eyes. You'll be the best mother you can be. And you're doing everything that you possibly can for your kids. And I'm saying, oh, well, you know what? You never got married to your baby father. So I can see the pain and the sorrow in the kid's eyes. Or you think you'd take that? How would you take that? Listen to the man language. That's why only flag him. Because only knows him to get flagged.
What I'm looking at is the sorrow in the hearts of those children and in the mother. I know that he takes care of his kids. There's no doubt in my mind. But the truth of the matter is that you need someone present in your life like I was in your life.
Then he should go and marry her. That's the problem. I am traumatized by this father. That is correct. You know what, Priscilla? I'm traumatized by that father. Priscilla, I'm traumatized by that father. You're right, Priscilla. I'm traumatized. I never seen nothing like this yet. I am traumatized by this father. My dad has more than 5 kids. And I've never felt any pain and no trauma because he have more kids. Me never do it yet. So all of this are nonsense. All of this are nonsense. This is a topic. Miss Nice, this is a topic. I want you to understand when you come to our channel, we discuss topics. Now, I may discuss them with a lot of passion, but it doesn't mean that only take them personally. Only not take it personally. He is upset at the success of Wayne. If that was not the case, Lioness, if that was not the case, he would have been out when D was around. Then D would not have been a candidate then for Tamara. If what you're saying is correct, D would not have been a candidate. Zeus would not have been a candidate. The pastor fellow would not have been a candidate. The mere fact that these men are candidates means he is two-faced. That's the problem when I say. But because a man a challenge in a position for something now. Well, you know, 2 things can be true. Yeah, so stand up on business. That is wrong. You say you're not kids. The father should be uplifting a black man who is taking care of his children and successful. Plus he cares for. Can you imagine? You know, I'm wondering, didn't maybe me miss something? Mr. Joseph sick stomach. That's exactly what I say. The levels that he's at with his words, him sick stomach. It no matter if him don't know Tamara do Miss T, so what? We don't know Tamara don't know him. You don't know the person when you date them. You just date them and if it work, it work. Why would not try someone that can win as you go in a date? Ladies, for the last time, I'm going to say it again. There are no guarantees in love. You know must win. You know how much woman me think was the one and them are the one? Let me ask you a question. You know how many women only you say yes? My mother say, who is this? Well, you know, this is such and such, you know. She is, mommy. I she this, you know. Mommy, this is the one, mommy. May I tell you right now, this is the one. She is the one for me right now. It's going to work out. Everything going to go good. I'm telling you, we're going to get married. All of this going to happen. I ain't no workout. That's the point I try to make. There are no guarantees in a love. The same way that women feel about it is the same way men feel about it. It's no different. You can give a girl everything in the world and it just still no work out. And that's the point we're trying to raise. So listen to me. The best you can do is advise your kid the best you possibly can. Hey, do I like this person or not like this person? And if that's the case, then you give them, you say, you know what? You'll have to work this one on your own. And you release it. But what Mr. Joseph is trying to do is to play God and to attack Wayne's character. That's why we're upset. Because he might attack an ex-black man. And we're not going to stand for it. Maybe y'all like to see that. We don't love to see people bury other black men because they have body for kids. But especially if that black man is raising his kids, well, he must spend up money on them kids and him raising them kids the best way he possibly can. Then he should be commended. Since you're going to give him all the flack if he's a deadbeat, then he should get the praise when he's doing the good thing. No, because society not build away there. That's the point. Society not make away there. Exactly. Nobody don't understand why I'm okay with him daughter being with a drug dealer. But all of a sudden, Them want to tell me that, oh no, O'Neal, but Wayne is, and he's right because Wayne is, and Wayne is. They want to the drug dealer. Get out of here with the foolishness. Get out of here with the foolishness. No guarantees. And I hope you understand, Miss T, always remember that. There are no, even when you're married, there's no guarantee. Even then, there is still no guarantee. Even if you walk down the aisle, there is still no guarantee. This is the one thing you must learn. You can do the best you can. That's all it is. D have a little boy. That's correct. D has a little boy. Well, Miss T, he has been actively advising D to date a drug dealer. That's the point. He's been actively advising her to date the drug dealer because when D said he was going to give up, him tell D said no for give up. That's a good question, Miss Grant. How can you be a human and never make a mistake? That's the point. So people are making it seem as though him can save her from mistakes. You can't save her from the mistakes. The amount of time money will make mistake. We can do the best we can to teach our children, but the ultimate choice is by them. You have to just make them work them thing out. You have to trust that the lessons you have given them is going to work. At the end of the day, it's Tamara's choice. Hopefully the father will not be one of those who says, I told you so. Because, okay, the I told you so drops flat on its face because what you're going to ask her for? D hurt her 10 different times. The amount of time D hurt her. The relationship may not work. It's a teaching moment. And that's what I'm saying, Tanya, is that sometimes you need to allow life to just happen. On too wound up in a life. You can't even just work life the way it working out. Am I telling you to come out here and just dish out the pum pum? No. But you find a little one man and you think him is a prospect. You think him have some potential. You try. If it work, it work. If it don't work, it don't work. That's it. That's how men approach women, you know. Men find a little woman and say, no, say, that girl look like she's a nice girl. I'm going to try something. You try. That's it. O'Neal, we're not trying to get into Tamara's panty. She drop her panty for Wayne. No one is talking about that. Man sit down and do much thing for the woman and that don't mean nothing. Well, Margaret, that's what I must say. That there's sorrow and pain in a Wayne pit to them eyes. Can you imagine the audacity to be able to make a statement like that? But like I said before, him balls them big. Listen to me. I know, you can't have these type of balls right here, so. You can't have them balls here. You cannot have these type, your balls them can't cheesy. Listen to me again. Your balls them can't, if you're going to try this, your balls them can't cheesy. For you to try what Mr. Joseph tried, you cannot have cheese. Your balls them have to be big like them onion here. This is how big your balls them have to be. If you're going to try something like this, your balls them must be onion balls. Your balls can't cheesy. The moment your balls cheesy, a different business. If your balls them cheesy, you will never be able to do this, Mr. Joseph. You cannot be like Mr. Joseph if your balls cheesy. You cannot be a father like Mr. Joseph. If your balls is cheesy, if your balls them cheesy, you can't be no father like Mr. Joseph if your balls them cheesy. anyhow you have them type of balls, your balls cheesy like them thing, yeah. And you have some people, yeah, well, you will know, but me not know. But if your balls them cheesy like this. Anyway, friends, I'm not going to hold us. Me love you so much. It was a wonderful discussion, and I'm glad for the engagement. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Look out for me on the mini live. Let's take a break. I'm going to talk to you soon.